Welcome back. Hopefully session 1 went well. Today we're going to talk about a place where people spend money. Take a few minutes at the beginning of class to review what you talked about last time. Prompt the students with questions about the zoning map, different zones in which you spoke of, the acronym Mr. Abi, etc. In this session, students will examine the importance of money in a city and how people use different methods of money. For session 2, you'll need the following: City Zoo gift cards. We will use certain key flashcard terms. You'll use this payment cards, which you'll need to separate. And then you'll need the How Do People Pay for Goods and Services poster. This should be hanging up at the front of the room before you begin the session. Today we're going to talk about taxes. In the volunteer guidebook, there's a section in the introduction in which you talk about taxes and why cities need to tax people in order to pay for certain things within the community. Sales tax is used for libraries, to pay firemen, policemen, etc. The first activity to show the students about taxes is going to be this City Zoo gift card. So essentially what's going to happen is you'll distribute the gift cards to each student, and then one by one, as a class, go ahead and do some of the math and explain to the students that the bug notebook, as the first item that they can buy, is $1. The sales tax for that is 5 cents. So for every $1, the zoo will add 5 cents as a percentage. You can go through all of these as a class if they are struggling with the math. And then at the end, each student is able to take their particular zoo gift card and do the math and add up each of the toys or gifts they could buy in the gift shop for a total of $10. The main activity for session 2 will discuss how families in a city make money to pay for the things that they need and want. You will briefly discuss some needs and wants, which they should have talked about in first grade with JAR families. Draw the students' attention to the large poster that should be hanging in the front of the room, the payment methods poster, and then you will also need for this activity the payment method cards. One by one, you'll go over the payment methods, and to do that, you're going to ask 5 students, which you will call payment experts, up to the front of the classroom. Each one will get a separate payment option card, so cash, check, debit card, credit card, and electronic payment. You will then move ahead in the guidebook, and each scenario is outlined. So you will start with the first student and read the scenario regarding how a check works. You will move through to the 5th scenario. This scenario, I'm going to refer you to the teaching tips. At the beginning of this activity, we had asked 5 students to come up and be payment experts. That means that one already has the cash payment option card. In the guidebook, it mentions to bring an extra student up. Our tip is to just have the cash expert explain and discuss scenario 5 rather than bringing up an extra 6th student. To wrap up the session, there are a few prompting questions. Once again, go over the payment options that you have attached to this payment methods poster. Leave time for the summary and review. Ask the students why it is good for a city to have businesses. And go over some of the options that they may pay for certain things. Some needs, clothes, food, or some wants. An electronic game, a bike down the road. What are the best payment methods for those objects? I want to make note of the extended learning opportunities at the end of session 2. There is a check writing activity that the students really enjoy. So what we've done is put a PDF of blank checks on our JASD website for you to print off and make copies for each student within the classroom. If you have time at the end of session 2 or at the beginning of session 3, it's a fun activity for the students to pretend to write a check and imagine what they would be writing checks for someday in their life. This is a recap of session 2. Good luck, and we'll see you for session 3.